Tsitsipas to serve. Ready, blank.
You guys have both been talking about how the intensity ratchets up as we go through the draw, that the players start elevating their level. There's Stefanos Tsitsipas' dad, Apostolos, Nick, his agent, to the left. And there looks a lot of intensity radiating from Tsitsipas early on here.
13 left.
Won't get away with some of the tennis that he produced against the Frenchman in the previous round against Taylor Fritz, who's been on an upward curve in the last few months.
I do believe Taylor, yes, has to be aggressive going after Tsitsipas. Like that point right there. Stefanos can sit in the back of that baseline all day long. He's one of the best athletes we have on the court. And Stefanos should be looking to make this match physical.
Michael Russell to the left of your pitch. Sorry there, Brad.
That's okay. I was just going to say Stefanos has come out looking much, much sharper than he did against Benoit Paire in the last match.
On point early on here from the 4 seed. Blink and those numbers will have dramatically changed, as you say.
I'm just blown away that I just saw Tsitsipas hit 5 chips in a row. That first chip for the return was beautiful, but I would have loved to seen a couple of rips in the middle. Hey, Brad, what do you think?
Yeah, the chips were getting floatier and floatier as that point went on, also flipped.
Yeah, you can't afford to give Taylor any kind of looks, right?
Tactically, it's a bad play if you have a good slice to use the slice against Taylor Fritz. He's a rhythm player. He likes the ball in the pocket range. So if you can get the ball down a little bit, make him have to lift, that's a good play. But Stefanos' slice is not the best part of his game, that's for sure.
That's what this guy's capable of. Give him any looks and he will not hesitate. Just a heavy forehand.
Just back to the notes from Paul Anacon. That was one of the things that he mentioned, was that Taylor needs to find his rhythm on his serve early. They weren't very happy with how he served in the last match against Bautista Agut. He went through a period where it was only around 40% through the middle portion of that match.
Quality already in the opening couple of games here, very high. Good recognition from Tsitsipas as well, that he was able to get in there and just take advantage of what was a great return of serve.
Game Fritz.
Game of Fritz.
1 game.
Talisman for a while now for men's Greek tennis. Of course, Maria Sakkari on the ladies' side had a wonderful 2021. Unfortunately, losing in her last match to Jessica Pegula, who will take on Ashleigh Barty tomorrow.
England.
There'll be a lot of first strike tennis after the serve between these two.
Love.
Come on, Stefanos!
Does a good job of defending out of his backhand corner quickly, does Tsitsipas off the return. It's always one of the things you look for in players looking to try and find the opponent's backhand off the return, but he's actually very secure on that wing. From the American, it was an even better backhand and finish from Tsitsipas. It's been a while since they've had a member of the elite, but there is a cluster of them, a nucleus of players now pushing each other on the men's side.
England.
Pedro, I know we've spoken about this before, we've hit on this, and it's about Tsitsipas's standing position on the return of serve. We feel like to give, we should be giving himself more room, especially if someone like Fritz serving with that first serve that he has. You're starting off the match, you want to get that rhythm, have a better look on the return of serve, just stand back a little bit more and get that momentum moving forward.
13 in.
That number, when they start rallying longer and longer, and it's more of a Tsitsipas point, in my opinion, than Fritz.
Guys, that was an interesting little nuance there from Taylor Fritz. He generally doesn't hit as much of a kick serve. That was a real kick serve there. Obviously trying to get the ball up to the back end of Tsitsipas. You don't see him do that quite as often. He hits a more penetrating second serve generally.
Game, Fritz. Two games on.
Yeah, and it's been a good start and encouragement from the side for Taylor Fritz.
Sorry, Paige, playing at night, who do you think it's going to suit more, like these conditions right now, the fact that we're not playing during the day?
Honestly, I think it's going to help Tsitsipas. I thought he was struggling with his string pattern. We've talked a little bit about the gut that he's put in and the cross strings. To swing hard like he did at night in his first opening match here, and I think he will feel a little bit easier. It's my sense. You?
I agree. I definitely think the fact that it's a little heavier at night, not that same humidity, again, it makes it a little more physical, and that does favor Tsitsipas. I feel like Fritz is a good athlete, but I feel like Tsitsipas is a stronger athlete physically.
Beautifully played.
There was some beautiful hands because there was nothing wrong with his chip and charge. I thought it was a nice chip, nice and deep. A good position at the net. That's just too good.
It had height, but more importantly, it had enough pace as well that his opponent couldn't get back and track it.
Guys, that previous point, the slice approach from Tsitsipas was deep, but it was just a little bit soft and gave Taylor time. And Taylor's very, very adept on that backhand side. If you give him a little bit of time, he can do just about anything from over there.
Fritz coming out on top in that one.
Yeah, that was 100% the game plan from Paul Annacone. Attack the second serve, play big, invest in hitting the ball big, take the ball up the line. He did everything within that point that Paul mentioned to me that they were looking for him to do.
Nice technique to finish off that point too at the net.
Time duration warning, Mr. Tsitsipas.
Wow.
That's early.
That is very early. Guys, I must say something that's so impressive with Tsitsipas. Something like that does not put him off, right?
At all.
He didn't care. He knew he was going to get a violation there for the time warning. And he didn't care at all. He wanted to take a little extra time, make sure he was really mentally prepared to play that break point.
Fritz.
Yes.
The backhand was so deep, and we saw from that last angle on the replay that Tsitsipas just left that backhand sitting in the middle of the court. Taylor Fritz with his power is just going to feed on that.
Time condition, loss of serve. Second serve, Mr. Tsitsipas.
He definitely wasn't looking for that one, guys.
No. Wow.
But it's still 31 degrees. I mean, yeah, it may not be the burning sun that we've had all day, but it's still pretty warm. And if you look at the matches that we've had previously, you have to say the officials have been a little bit more generous with the time clock because of the weather conditions today.
It's being a little cheeky here, guys, letting the time clock run down. He stopped to check it.
Just too old, you know, this is...
Yes.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah, you know.
This is what sport meets entertainment.
I was just seconds away from saying he settled in nicely into this match, and then...
Yes. We've got all the ingredients for a classic. Love it.
Oh,
that's found the line. And if you weren't engaged, or if the fans weren't engaged, they are now. And plenty of pride on court between these two as well in terms of their respective careers. Sensational start. And the taking away of that first serve may have just done Taylor Fritz a massive disservice as well.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah, Petch, the famous line, you know, you may have awoken a sleeping giant.
Trying to get on the front foot.
13-15.
That's what Tsitsipas has to do. In my opinion, on the first serve, he's got to stand close to where the Melbourne sign is, take a good split step move and give himself more time. On the second serve, closer to the baseline and step in like he did.
Get the sense, Brad, with Taylor's serve, and you can answer it after this point, that it's quite difficult to read.
When Taylor is in rhythm with serve, he has a phenomenal serve. We've seen already he's been up around 213. he's consistently right in the 200 range, and I think at the top of the swing he does a very good job. He's got a little bit of a normal or higher ball toss, but at the very top of the swing. And from a relatively small spread on his toss, he can go every direction. He does a very good job with that, and so it does make it very hard to read from that standpoint.
Good tussle in the opening 6 games.
3 games off.
A little bit of pressure being applied on the American serve there, but coming through very effectively. What a gorgeous sight that is. Fritz.
Allow 15.
Strong as Tsitsipas is up on the backhand, he takes the racket very high on the takeaway there. He doesn't take it low and then have to pull the racket head up to the higher balls. He's already up there. Still a tough ball to generate pace on. That's why he likes the clay so much. His stroke production is already very high on his single-hander. It's hard to hurt him up there, and he's tall as well. But you can see Taylor just introducing a bit more elevation. Strokes.
Love 13.
Hey guys, like I said, he just has to stay aware of when the score is called. Taking too much time in the back of the court, obviously.
15-13.
Guys, he definitely looks flustered. There's no structure in kind of anything that he's doing. Obviously, he's such a gorgeous hitter of the ball, but it's
thrown him out of his rhythm.
Yeah,
completely. Been the way that he's played so well in the last 4 to 5 months in the big moments. Committed to playing the right way in the big moments in the next week, and obviously had a huge win over the number 4 in the world at that time, the German Alexander Zverev. Saved match points in that before losing to Ashleigh in the semis, and then went on to make the final of St. Petersburg after that as well. So really got some momentum going off the back of that loss. Then played great in Paris indoors, lost to Djokovic in the quarters there in a good match. Sometimes defeats can be more revealing to players. Just try to steer that one into the backhand side of his opponent. Turned it around the corner a little too much. He's giving that second serve a little bit more height over the net than I've seen recently. It's really getting the ball to jump up to the single-hander.
You're absolutely right about the
Fritz leads 5 games to 3.
I mentioned that a little bit earlier. Taylor doesn't hit what would be considered like a typical type kick serve on the ad side very much, but going against the one-hander, he's obviously trying to get that up to the backhand side.
Tsitsipas trying to save this opening set. Tennis where he looks a bit discombobulated at times, and let's not forget the last time he was out here he didn't even know he'd won. Brooke Benoit pair felt as though he was about to have to serve. Took him a good minute or so with his back turned to realize that the Frenchman was at the net ready to shake hands. It's a scorched earth policy from Taylor Fritz at the moment. Tsitsipas doing a good job of defending.
A great pass from Tsitsipas there, but the forehand prior to that, he had to dig to try and just put that ball back in play. Taylor absolutely lighting the ball up.
Tsitsipas just got to get over. Just losing him right now, and again, he's just not settled down with what's going on. Heavy.
13.
Taylor's come out here. He's seen the ball like a beach ball right now. Just huge and clean. A lot of racket head speed on that forehand when he's pulling the trigger. Hitting with so much confidence.
inroads being made by Tsitsipas in this return game that he desperately needed to. Just couldn't put any pressure on the American. Introducing us to one of the best shots in the men's game at the moment, his forehand.
Tsitsipas to
Fresh
serve.
start for Tsitsipas. Second set. Now that was a little different.
Guys, for me, we learned a number of things during that first set. One, Stefanos needs to buy a watch. We'll get to the other ones after this.
We'll get Fitzy to sell him one.
Answered a couple questions in my mind in that first set. He's coming off of a 5-setter. The previous match before that, he went a hard 4 sets with Francis Tiafoe, and he actually cramped at the end of that match after the match with Tiafoe. So there was a little question in my mind about it. What a pass. There was a little question in my mind about how he was going to come out and where he was going to be from the standpoint of his fitness coming into this match. But that first set, I mean, he looked on his toes, moving really, really well to everything. And the second thing for me is that, especially when we looked at those high-intensity changes in the workload, Stefanos has got to work to make Taylor be the guy that's doing more of those sprints. With the way he covers the ball, he should be able to spread the ball out a lot more and make Taylor have to work a lot more side to side. If you let Taylor control the middle of the court, you're going to have a long night.
Game Tsitsipas.
Win Predictor's clearly more opinionated than us, though.
Not possible.
And Fritz is just building that confidence more and more with every forehand he's hitting. Stefanos has to be looking at that thinking, okay, what can I do to change things? First thing is, get it away from his forehand.
Get it away from his forehand, but at least make him have to move to the forehand, move to the backhand. I mean, for me, Stefanos should be trying to play as much 1-on-1 as he can. Just change direction. I would be trying not to go more than 2, maybe 3 max balls to the same spot.
to be honest. You won't worry about that at 40 love.
Completely changed the complexion of that point with that last ball spreading the court. It was an aggressive hit, but it also spread the court out. Taylor dictating those first 3 balls because Stefanos was unable to get him out of the middle again. He's got to make Fritz run. He's got to make him stretch to the sides.
At 40 love, he'll worry about that one. Suddenly pressure developing on the American serve.
I couldn't agree more, Brad. He's got to make this physical, but not only that, play his game. His game is, he's one of the best guys on the court as far as changing direction. He can do it on both sides, yet he hasn't done that at all tonight so far.
Shots, mesmerizing.
This is the 3rd match the 3 of us have covered for Stefanos, and we've chatted a bunch during those matches about the backhand slice. Some of the slices in that last point were the best ones that I've seen in the 3 matches that we've covered. He was actually sticking the slice through the court that time.
First real look at the strings. We saw that
1 game on.
Numerous times in his win over Benoit Paire, and that one really got away from him. His forehand not necessarily under control. Taylor Fritz, though, is somebody that has certainly got his forehand under control. And he has been using it very, very effectively. Look at this, 2022 season, 59% of the time, almost 60% of the time he's hitting his forehand. Why is that relevant? Because last year he actually used his backhand more than his forehand. One of 4 players who was below 50% in terms of how often they use their forehand. That's been such a significant shift for the American.
Do you think also maybe he's in physically maybe moving better as far as his footwork?
I think so. I think it's a determination to get his forehand into play, and you can see the benefits. He knows he's harvesting so many points with it.
$30-11.
See a few more erratic
49.
ball tosses from Steph during the course of the evening, because he's obviously on the warning already. He's already lost the first serve, but if you stand up to the line and throw the ball out of your hand, the clock stops.
I was thinking the same thing, or the Jimmy Connors one.
Game Tsitsipas.
Shoe, right?
Yeah. Early days, still under the hour mark. Fritz serving at 1-2, second set. What a return. Something to latch onto.
Love 15.
Yeah, stepping into that second serve, like you said, Petch, I mean, it's starting up there already, and he's in such a great position to play that shot.
Taylor
almost fell over. He was holding that ball so long he saw Tsitsipas start to break towards the forehand. I think he was going to pull it to the forehand and then just switched it up at the very last second.
13-15.
Guys, I think a big factor so far through the first set and these first couple of service games in the second for Taylor is Stefanos just doesn't seem to have a read at all in the first serve. Potentially the best volley Taylor Fritz has ever hit in his life.
It's improv night.
2 against 1.
Watch Taylor here. He's going back to start with, thinking he's going to play a ground stroke. Then at the last minute decides to come in. Looked like Mark Philippoussis there. That was exactly like your backhand volley.
I was going to say, you know, he's confident when he's hitting that shot.
He even looked surprised, to be fair, looking at that reaction.
Fitness of Fritz after the 5-setter and the previous match with Francis Tiafoe. I do want to give a little shout out to a good friend of mine, Wolf Oswald, who is Taylor's physio. He's one of the best in the business. He will have spent plenty of time getting Taylor ready for his nutrition, sleep, working on the muscles, anything that he had coming out of those matches.
Do you think he can help me, Brad?
Wolf can help anybody.
I was going to say, Brad, he needs some kind of a physical base to start off with, doesn't he?
Come on, take a shot.
I mean, I've been up there in the booth with Petch a few times, and he's got biceps veins that are like popping out. I don't know what he's taking exactly, but I think it's illegal for sure.
Legal form of ecstasy for this man.
I was in the players' lounge eating lunch, and the bird pooped on me. In the lounge. I look up, and there's a sparrow above my head. He got in the lounge and pooped on me. I couldn't believe it. It's supposed to be good luck, right?
Flipper, I wish this was only a sparrow.
15 left.
Is it an albatross or something?
Pretty sure it was a seagull.
13-11.
Sam Gross down here sitting next to me, but only got the chair next to him. He's twice as big as me. I don't know how he got avoided
Well,
it.
it's a good job because he's much better dressed than you are.
Forehand winner that I've seen him go off. I was expecting that from the first game, like heavy off forehands. Like Brad said, working the ball around, off forehand, then changing direction. And finally, I mean, the last couple of games looks like he's starting to do that, but just been unsettled from the word go.
Guys, that last forehand that he did for a winner, I thought it was interesting. I happened to catch Petch doing his touchscreen presentation the other day on the change in strings and the different rotations. I thought that ball was very flat through the court. Definitely a different spin rotation and loft than what you're used to seeing.
Left.
Yeah, it's about 200
First
RPMs
service.
down, isn't it, since he's put the gut in his racket, and it's about 11 centimeters lower as well over the net, the elevation, so it's had a significant difference. Saving his elbow, but just maybe causing some doubt in his mind.
Full game, Fritz.
That type of forehand crack.
New balls, please.
I mean, even the one that he hit for winner to the offside.
3 games on.
For me, and at the angle, I'm looking straight across the side of the court, so I have a great look at the trajectory of the ball. And it was quite flat for Stefanos, and it really penetrated the court. But then you see that one, the last point of this game, and he's swinging with that same type of aggression and misses by, you know, a meter. And that's a little bit of a surprise given how used we are to seeing him really spin the ball with a lot of heavy action.
Opportunity to use the new balls, or perhaps for them to fly even more on him.
Better job there, in my mind, you guys, of opening the court right away off that first ball. Taylor forced to actually let go and hit a slice backhand.
Over the shot clock as well when he keeps rolling through his games, not dropping points at the moment as well, making life easier for himself. 4-3. I think there may be another one of those offerings that this time has missed Brad Stein. Not sure what that was, or maybe just a bit of litter.
Yeah, I don't think it was the same. The ball boy just picked it up.
Serve. One of the few times he's managed to do that. picked it. It was still too good, though. 199 Ks of perfection.
13-15.
Despite that first forehand, Taylor Fritz going forehand, forehand, forehand to start this game out.
Return, I think, is an incredibly effective return against Fritz, because when Fritz hits that serve, I kind of feel like he's cheating already because he's really looking for that forehand on the first shot.
To seeing Tsitsipas hit his forehand like.
I was going to say, I was thinking he's got some nice work on that forehand right now, nice and deep, and Tsitsipas is the one that's hitting it flat.
Brad doesn't seem to be weighed down by being American #1. Doesn't look as though taking unknown steps like he potentially is tonight into a quarterfinal of a major bothers Taylor Fritz.
He's from San Diego, Betch. He's a pretty carefree kind of kid. That being said, I guarantee you, he knows what's on the line here. He was super excited after winning his 4th round. If you saw him at the end of that match, he shed a few tears with the excitement of having finally, 3rd round match, getting past that stage in a major, which he hadn't been able to do previously. Making the 2nd week of a slam for the first time in his career. So it means a lot to him. There's no doubt about that. Just too many balls in the same spot for me from Stefanos. He either has to work harder to spread the court more on the backhand side, or he has to change direction a little bit earlier in that rally if he can. Given the way he generates his backhand, I think that he should be able to take that ball off the court more early in the rally.
He's just hitting the ball. Like the balls are going right in the middle. Right now, this match, the physicality of this match, the time of this match is going perfectly in Fritz's favor. He's not being run around. He's got plenty of time to hit the ball. He can pull the trigger when he wants. He's not being rushed. Tsitsipas in this match with the numbers on his serves. He's got 77% in this set, 88 when the first serve goes in, and he had 80% when the second serve goes in. I mean, he's been serving. His serving's top notch in this set.
Thank you.
American to make it through to a Wimbledon final was Andy Roddick back in 2009 in Wimbledon. And in the last 10 years, just a couple of Americans have reached the last 4 of a major. Sam Querrey, Wimbledon 2017. Personally, but also for American tennis to get to the quarters. But this, a nice chiseled opening from Tsitsipas. Great change-ups here. Remember the last game, he went down like 15. He went forehand. He's just popped one out wide there.
Guys, that previous point where Tsitsipas goes slice, 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 slice. I'm not a huge fan of that point, despite the fact that he ended up winning it. After he hit the first 2 slices, Taylor came back pretty slow on the next balls. And I think that Tsitsipas should be looking to use the slice to get that ball and then be able to rip the next one.
13.
As you said, Patch, a little bit of scoreboard pressure now. That's one of the first kind of free, unforced errors we've seen Fritz really make.
Please.
That second serve was worked beautifully for him.
What a great 1-2 play.
30 on.
Yeah, that one. Heavy second serve kick out, getting the short reply.
I was interested down here to see how Stefanos was going to play that second serve. He kind of had a feeling the kick serve was coming.
Got really lucky with that one, Joe.
He did get lucky, but he's also navigated these moments before, hasn't he?
That flipper, I put that more on Taylor Fritz, actually. I mean, that's just a bad unforced error. Middle of the court, forehand there.
Game. Set. Tsitsipas.
To ponder
Tsitsipas
as
to
we
serve.
start the 3rd set. Tsitsipas bidding to reach his 5th Grand Slam quarter-final. And that was a set he desperately needed to win.
Love 15.
That was a nice bit of discipline there from Taylor Fritz, having just lost that set in the manner that it unfolded it. He had the wherewithal to be able to coax that one cross-court, massage it there, rather than for a lot of players, maybe they would have taken their frustrations out and tried to hit it too hard.
Love 13.
Patch, that's the one. Moving to his left is a little bit rushed. It's a little bit deep in the court. Normally, that ball would have a lot of shape. It's very flat into the tape there.
ridiculous, but I have to see this backhand down the line, slow-mo. Oh.
Fritz potentially here taking advantage of an immediate flat spot after Tsitsipas has grabbed that second set.
Great job by Tsitsipas right there, having no fear on that short ball after the errant forehand on the ball before. I want to ask you about the backhand side. When you did that little study on the rotation and the spin that he's creating in the forehand, did you look at the backhand? Because the backhand seems to still have really good shape.
From what I was told, yeah, that's why we focused on the forehand. It's the disparity due to the string change. Might need another one of those backhands here. Third break point.
Huge serve that
way. So, Pets, my question would then be, is it the strings or is it how he's producing the swing? Because if it hasn't changed very much on the backhand, is that just how he's producing the backhand? Or has he changed his contact, or maybe in the offseason he made a commitment and decided that he wanted to try and hit the ball a little flatter on the forehand side?
Absolutely, those are the granular details that I guess if we get an opportunity to interview him, we can ask.
Advantage, Fritz.
Whether the stroke production, the technique has changed on the forehand because of the elbow problem as well, Brad, I don't know.
That was not an easy volley coming forward. Taylor did a pretty good job off the squash shot, hitting that down low.
That's something that's improved, and he moves well, but he definitely moves well, better side to side than running forward, in my opinion. if we hadn't seen those 2 warnings on the time violations. I don't know.
Yeah, also, if we hadn't seen him the other night against Benoit Paire, not even realizing that he actually won the match. There were no more points to play.
Bit of a sea change here for Taylor Fritz. Bit of adversity to deal with. Shots in that rally. Taylor Fritz actually danced around a backhand on the slice to hit his backhand rather than a forehand up the middle of the court. He wouldn't have been in that position having to come in and defend the net on Tsitsipas' terms had he taken the other ball on the forehand.
Did you get out on the practice court with him to work the slice? Because the last match when we covered Benoit Paire, you were talking a lot about how he needed to improve the slice. The slice is penetrating the court tonight. It's looked the best it's looked in the matches that we've covered. And it's clear to me that through the matches we've covered that it's definitely an area that he's paying attention to and trying to add into his game more.
I've been very honest with him, kind of not just asking him, is he working on the slice? How? Why is he hitting it that way?
What does he say?
14, 13.
To be honest, he said he's been told to hit the slice like that.
Flip, explain what you mean by like that.
Someone had told him to be open, and when you hit your slice, let your body flow with the slice and let it go across your body and let your body follow it. Does that make any sense?
The explanation, yes. Trying to hit it like that, no.
Exactly. Exactly. I was just telling his dad that fundamentally it makes no sense.
Advantage, Fritz.
You know, just turning the shoulders, making connection on the left side of the body for him, and not letting the racket follow through. At the end, of course, you can follow through a little bit. Oh, it's too good.
Game, Fritz.
But if you want it firm, you know, to like great old school, turn the shoulders, punch it, chip it.
1 game.
Anyway, I was just in shock at the fact that someone had said that, and yeah, and he listened to the advice.
He's starting to find a few more serve and one opportunities like that.
Yeah,
Needs to
absolutely.
continue to find that as much as he possibly can. And that's what I was saying before. I mean, really good job there with the backhand of actually spreading the court out, not through the middle of the court at all there.
13 love.
momentum is, well, you just saw there as well, a little bit of a drop-off in pace from Taylor Fritz on that forehand as well. He dropped 7 Ks in the second set, and as you can see there, he is down 16 Ks. Look how hard he was hitting in the opening set. That is monstrous from the American. And he was so secure on it as well. So more opportunities, more time on the ball for Tsitsipas now. And it is the most precious of commodities, time. Exhibit A.
14-15. Tsitsipas.
In the second set, Tsitsipas has bought himself some more time to find his best tennis.
Just to get to slam finals. There was a degree of intensity amongst those guys as they started competing majors against each other. The guys nowadays, the American guys, very close. The 4 guys of this generation with Taylor, Riley Opelka, Tony Ball, throw Mackenzie McDonald in there. Just to give you an idea of how close those guys are. At the majors like this, they always go to dinner before the tournament starts. It's something that goes back to their time in the juniors when they used to travel. The federation used to have a team dinner always, and they've actually carried that on kind of on their own, and they have a team dinner basically before, about a day or 2 before the tournament starts. Just gives you an idea of the friendship that they have and how close they are.
Absolutely.
But I do also think they feel a little bit of the pressure from Korda, Nakashima, Jensen, Brooksby. You know, I'm going to say nipping at their heels. Korda's right there with those guys, and Nakashima's catching up. Jensen Brooksby is a guy that we've seen a little bit of, and everybody's excited to see more of. But to answer your question very specifically, Petch, I think it's a very healthy camaraderie and competitiveness that they carry with each other, and they want to see each other do well. They also push each other, and they want to be ahead of the other guys as well.
Game, Fritz.
Nothing going on that particular service game of the American.
2 against 1.
Michael Russell applauds him as he levels things up. Yeah, Brooksby back on court. Of course, couldn't come here because of COVID, but he's back on court in a challenger, I believe, in the next week or so. So it'd be good to see him, and I'm sure he's missed this event.
Nothing gets by you, does it? How do you know where Jensen Brooksby is playing this week? The Columbus Challenger plays Mitchell Kruger tomorrow.
See, you know more than I do.
Yeah, but I'm American. When I worked for the USTA, you know, I have one of those apps that you can just follow the scores. Every guy, and I basically had every American guy inside the top 500 in that app. And I just have kept them all starred and still continue to follow them.
49.
It's been getting better and better in the last 20 years, isn't it? The depth in American men's tennis. Last year, 6 players in the top 50. That's the most since 2003.
Yeah, and Petch, to continue to blow our horn
14,
a little bit with
15.
American tennis, you know, it was great to see Stefan Kozlov come down here and have a successful run, winning a round. And he won a wild card through a series of events in the U.S. And I also do think that we have a couple of guys that are still playing at the challenger level that are on the edge of breaking in.
Again, Tsitsipas. Please. Fifteen left.
Seems like too many slices.
I was thinking the same thing. Way too many slices. Like 2, like 3 max. And then he's got to rip that beautiful back end of his, step into it.
Yeah, guys, we're all in agreement. I was going to say, I mean, I have a play that I talk to players about. We call it slice and sting. You slice in order to get the other guy to lift the ball, and then you look to sting the next ball.
49.
And I mentioned it earlier, those first couple slices that Stefanos hit were very good, and Taylor's forced to lift the ball, and he had a couple that barely get past the service line, and Stefanos has every opportunity to step in and rip one of those balls.
He's also losing a bit of the fear factor that he has on his shot.
I was thinking the same thing. If he keeps on slicing like that, Fritz is thinking, I'm in no rush here. I just keep on rolling it back to his backhand. I'm not stressed at all.
Often what makes winning possible makes it dangerous, and that was just perhaps a little too conservative from Tsitsipas. We've been surmising whether he's a little unsure about how the ball's coming off his strings at times. He certainly looks a little unsure about the strategy he wants to employ. Where he ends up chipping. Now he's going sort of full-blooded swings on his backhand, and that's a jarring gear shift.
He's got to be careful too. I mean, he was at the high 60s as far as percentage, but this set right now is at 52%. That's a lot of pressure, and Fritz doing really well in the second serve.
That is one of the best shots of the night. He has caressed that beautifully.
15-14.
I saw so many of those backhand rolls at the ATP Cup that he hit. It was one of the... That's got to be one of his favorite shots.
Flip, you're all over that. He loves that short angle off the backhand side.
And he's loving the scoreline too. Couple of break points.
13-14.
Seems to me, I feel like sometimes
Fritz.
he doesn't know what to do. He gets in a position where he just slices 5 times in a row, and then he won't throw a slice in at all, and he'll just rip every single backhand.
There's been some indifferent play at times from Tsitsipas. Some of the strategic implementation of tactics has been a little bewildering.
13. 14-11.
Someone in the crowd shout underarm. That's not Taylor Fritz's trademark. He does occasionally, and I have seen him in tournaments, hit the reverse serve, throw it up and hit the reverse one on the ad side here with the outside edge of his racket. We're not going to see that tonight.
Fritz leads 5 games to 3.
And that was all a little too easy.
Besides that one service game at 4-5 in the second set from Fritz, it's been very, very solid.
Definite tactic from Fritz just to go cross-court trade with that two-hander tonight. Just looking at his numbers from hard last year with his backhand, he was almost at 40% of his backhands going down the line in 2021.
49.
That's a significant shift in strategy from the American, and so far it's proved to be a smart one. Tsitsipas has not capitalized on that knowledge.
14-15.
Taylor Fritz is a guy that loses self-confidence, and that goes double on the backhand side. He feels really confident in his backhand against just about anybody. And I think as good as the one-hander of Tsitsipas is, Taylor Fritz feels that his backhand matches up against that one-hander, especially with the shape that Stefanos tends to create. I think that's one of the reasons that it's probably staying there so much off the backhand wing.
Some shot. Exquisite.
Advantage, Fritz.
And a code red situation developed out of nowhere here for Tsitsipas.
Please.
That's the second serve catch.
Use.
Just somehow find a way here to hold. Fritz make him ask the question if he can serve it out. He's got a lot of work to do first.
Advantage, Tsitsipas.
It's just heavy pressure from Fritz. He's got that forehand going. When he sets himself, he can go anywhere with it.
Just me eyeballing it again down here, you guys, but I feel like these last few points, he's picked the pace up again. He's looking a little bit closer to where he was in the first set.
Advantage, Fritz.
I mean, you can't deny it. There is an uncertainty about his tennis that I haven't really witnessed in the last couple of years, to be honest. I mean, you look at his numbers against some of the sort of great players, the next generation of players. I mean, he's already surpassed a lot of them. I mean, he has looked in the big moments as secure as anyone. Fearless tennis. Just doesn't look like that tonight. It's a second set point for the American. He's going to need another big serve to keep him at bay.
Gets himself back in this set. It's that point right there.
The defensive ability was only allowed because of his athleticism, which was extraordinary.
Advantage, Tsitsipas.
Tennis, and now we savour their defensive skills. Sky-high lob from Taylor Fritz.
Such a great play from that position that any young player out watching this match recognize that it's such good play. It's so hard to hit a winner off an overhead from behind the baseline.
Advantage, Fritz.
Third set point. Fluctuating shot in this third set, the forehand of Tsitsipas. Frail and then flawless.
It should not be still going, should be done. And then how is he, you know, how hasn't he lost this one at the same time?
And of course, the other aside in this match is both these two have been followed by Netflix for the new series for tennis coming out. Taylor Fritz is going to be the one who looks like he's more likely to enjoy that particular interview. Zero hesitation.
14-love.
Couldn't put the third set to bed in the previous game. Surely he will now.
Witness.
Petch, going the other direction and looking at Taylor Fritz, though, one of the things I was really impressed with there at the end of that set is that I believe that one of the commonalities amongst the top guys is their comfort and confidence to play when they're in front. Once Taylor made that break and he served at 4-3 and then served again at 5-4, he was not uncomfortable at all.
Love 13.
In fact, he stepped up, he actually picked up some of his pace. He looked really comfortable serving and opening this game up with a couple of big-time shots.
Please.
That was agonizingly close for this man. Close to being up love 40 in the opening game of the fourth.
That's just pure hitting that's keeping him in. Yeah, just amazing footwork, just scrambling. Again, no real plan, but just solid hitting.
That he's had a good look at, to be honest, could be costly.
14-13.
But I think a real indicator of just where Tsitsipas is with his forehand at the moment. I mean, he just nudged that by his standards.
He's not feeling easy.
There's no racket head acceleration on that approach. It was uncomfortable viewing, to be honest. He was up a break in the fifth in the US as well. Then came to the French and was 2 sets to love down in no time, and had a very difficult Rome as well, where he hadn't gone with his dad. There was all kinds of problems, and then suddenly turned up at the French, as I say, in a big hole, turned it around, and obviously made the semis, pushed Novak to 5 in the end. Last year, and Murray, of course, from a similar situation, down 2 sets to 1 in New York, took the last couple of sets there, 6-3, 6-4.
What a return. I think freaking out the fact that he wasn't called out, but then oh man.
135k return. And this will be some turnaround here because Fritz really should have broken in the opening game in the fourth. That's just not the way that Tsitsipas normally plays in those moments. I mean, he got a decent return in and he just ripped the ball. I mean, he was just soft-balling Fritz.
Petch, he couldn't get a clean hit on the ball there. He tried to hit a couple of backhands off the outside foot and just couldn't really find the middle of the strings.
And I thought that Tsitsipas had the point, but wow, did he take it from defense to offense very quickly.
One game on.
Look at Taylor's success rate from 2 sets to 1 up. He's won 9. He's lost 5, which is a reasonably high number, although a couple of their very tough matches. Jack Socky was 2 sets to 1 up all the way back in 2016 at the Australian Open. In there ranked 155, so no great surprise that that one got away from him. Lost to Zverev, Rublev in 2018. They have the Rublev one in the stats. It's actually ATP Next Gen final, so I don't know if we're going to discard that one. I think we should. And the only other one he lost was Shapovalov at the US Open 2020 from 2 sets to 1 up.
Petch, why are you throwing that one from the Next Gen out?
Because there's an exhibition. I'm not quite sure why it's in
you
there.
don't think sets to 4 count as
It's Tennis's Disney tournament.
Tsitsipas has definitely found his rhythm in the last couple of games. Fritz doing an amazing job hanging in there in the last service game. Now another impressive point from Tsitsipas.
Guys accelerated through that, got it up and down quickly, had a degree of safety on it.
Yeah, definitely had a nice shape on it from here.
Many wonderful storylines, so many opportunities still for so many players to potentially go home with the trophy as well. Could be homegrown success, obviously, on the women's side. Could be a French fairy tale on the men's. Getting that feast after so long. Potentially lifting a Grand Slam title. 41% swing since the start of the match for the American.
13-11.
Doesn't hold back that win predictor.
That one's staying low, got up to him nicely, and just flicked the wrist across court.
One of the things that Taylor's doing extremely well right now is one of the things that was mentioned early. Paul Lennick talked to me about is his rhythm on serve. 4 first serves in a row in this game, and he just looks very fluid and comfortable right now on his serve.
Tell you what, guys, it's the first time I'm seeing Tsitsipas chip that first serve return back. I like it, but they're not getting stuck and hitting that one after it.
That's an amazing shot from Taylor Fritz down low. We've got
New
so
balls,
much space,
please.
And especially with his grip pitch, he got to that ball well below the height of the net.
2 against on.
He's got a pretty extreme Western grip. He was able to get that up and down very comfortably. And watch right here. No grip change at all as he came to that ball.
Very good night so far for the American. Hasn't overinvested in any strategy, is stuck to the way that he started the match. There haven't been any significant changes that he's felt that he's needed to make. Tsitsipas, who's been searching so far in vain for the perfect solution.
Solid back and volley, but the way he got up for that smash, I like that. Like an old school point that was, Petch.
Flip that previous point is modern tennis. Didn't you watch Maxime Cressy today? Serve and volley every point, first and second serves.
I was doing a match at the same time, but I knew that I watched his match against Rafa there in the first week.
First service.
I couldn't believe I was watching someone serve and volley first and second serve. It was incredible. I actually had a tear in my eye, right?
I don't believe that, Flip.
Nor do I.
You're way too tough. Never shed a tear like that.
the soft lens of nostalgia, we don't mind seeing a little bit of serve and volley and reminiscing about it from days gone by. Some of the finest exponents of it came from this wonderful country of Australia.
Great serve there. Just to stay on that point for a minute, guys, I'll tell you two things. Daniel Medvedev has had 3 matches in a row that have just been not a lot of fun for him, including the one today with Cressy. And Maxime Cressy is going to be a thorn in the side of everybody that he plays for the next however long he's on the tour.
What a great story he is as well. Wasn't even on the team in UCLA first year, was he? Changed his game, and Brad's absolutely right. When you watch him play, the different rhythm that players are going to have to adjust to, it's going to be fun to watch. This hasn't been as much fun to watch if you're a Greek fan. Just not used to seeing him miss that type of ball.
Tsitsipas. Confederation coaching warning Mr. Tsitsipas.
What hasn't been thrown at him tonight? I've just heard every single call. Yeah.
From 15. 90 feet with a mask on. We weren't really sure why he got called for that particular violation. That one was more of them having a conversation, and I can see why he got that.
That's still impressive, the fact that they're wearing masks. You know, he was right next to him, I understand that, but they're wearing masks.
Speak a minute though to the situation with the coaching. This is the second time I've seen him get this, and I do think it's one of the things, because it's happened many times at many tournaments through the ATP and the slams, and I do think it's one of the things that lends itself to the reputation that he's built for kind of taking advantage of the rules. say, you know, the situation in relationship to the bathroom breaks during the summer and
games
how that bothered players, you know, and he spoke to, and he's right, he didn't break any rules, but he's pushing the limit of the rules. And I do think that there's a basic unwritten code of ethics amongst the players. And he's taken that and he's kind of thrown it out the window and taken advantage of whatever he can. And that's created the reputation. It's not a great reputation that he has sometimes in relationship to those.
Yep, we have seen correct. It can be right, but you can still be wrong as well, and that's kind of what has happened to him.
He's starting to find the rhythm in the back of the court right now.
Whatever the technique, that was an excellent backhand slice, the first one that set up that drop shot.
Yeah, they really shot through, didn't it?
Left. First service.
Don't you think they should bring in like a football kind of style yellow card, red card for the coaching? You just get your warning, which he's just got. There's your yellow card. One more of those, boom, you're gone.
Who's gone? The person from the
coach. The coach is gone. You just get it's just
14,
yellow card, red card. See ya.
Petch, I've been doing this since the dark ages, and I've done a lot of coaching during matches, and I've never ever gotten a warning or a code violation, not even a soft warning. I think it's just a matter of being a little bit smarter about how you present it and when you present it, and
what is going on though is Taylor Fritz is getting closer and ever closer to a place in the quarterfinals of his first ever major tournament. Shots like that was the wildest one that he's missed tonight.
That was such a big point. 15-all to love 30.
Yeah, and also just from tactic standpoint, Flip, I just question. My question is, what's the purpose of that slice? What's he trying to get out of that slice right there?
Right.
And that was a backhand in the middle of the court that I think under normal circumstances he would come around and step in and be on his front foot and take a rip out on the backhand.
Taking a big step back.
I like that play. Taylor's been going to that kick serve all night and he's been getting up on Stefanos, and I like the fact that he let that come to him, let the air go out of the ball. It came down into his strike zone. He's able to lift it with some weight from there.
Margaret, those two flies we've seen miss in this game.
13-14.
Is it overconfidence, overplaying, or just getting a touch desperate for the first time because he's sensing that Tsitsipas is actually starting to find his rhythm on the ball strokes?
Break point.
Please.
Hitting from Fritz, what he needed to.
Deuce.
Just the second break point of the match for Tsitsipas.
Fritz is going to get close to this time now.
On his forehand, it's such a tough thing to go inside out with your backhand from there.
Especially the way he's been hitting his forehand.
I think as good as the forehand is, and with the stats that you showed how he's been playing more forehands, he still believes in the backhand more.
Just that tiny bit of brittleness on the forehand and trusting it has cost him, and cost him dearly.
Tsitsipas leads 5-3.
Nothing more than balls in court and a great attitude have caused that break of serve. Starting to read that serve down the tee. I think he's at almost about 80% of his first serves down the tee on the due side for Tsitsipas.
Love 13.
Got back to this well, put a bit of slice on it for safety.
Guys, that was really impressive athleticism from Taylor Fritz at this point in the match. Remember, he's coming off of a 5-setter as well.
15-13.
His first ace out wide. What a time to produce it. We're 2 hours and 40 minutes into this contest. He had a staff meeting at the end of this rally with his racket. One-way conversation on Unfortunately, another wayward forehand. Great points back for the American. That's some great change-up serving, because I'm looking at the whole data here. He was at 80% first serves down the tee on the Jew side. Under pressure, he's managed to find a couple of great serves out wide, and that's why he's caught Fritz napping. That's one thing to go to the forehand, but he had to go fast. 171 Ks.
And really moving up to that short ball beautifully and hitting that off forehand.
Advantage, Tsitsipas.
Set point. Fifth set, all to play for. Everything to play for.
Love.
And guys, you can see that Fritz has put in the work in the off-season physically. You know, he's spent a lot of hours on the court. He's looking good here at starting the fifth.
That was a nice one. Careful when he's swinging that serve out on the Jew side. We've seen a number of them now ping back from Tsitsipas. Fritz unable to catch up with it.
Again, Fritz.
You reminisce about the love 30 situation in the start of the fourth set on the Tsitsipas serve when Taylor missed one just long, missed another backhand that he should have made, and had half a chance on a pass at 30 all. How different things may have panned out for him.
Always such small margins, Petch. You can look back and find situations, points like that.
You never watched me play, did you?
Yeah, you played small margins. You love being a little self-deprecating. You were a dang good player.
Tennis from Fritz.
15 all.
It's really all about holding serve for Stefanos. As he's gotten to the later ends of these sets, in the second and fourth, the sets that he's won, he's gotten a little bit of scoreboard pressure, and that's been where he's been able to draw some errors from Fritz. Early in the sets, Fritz has been rock solid.
13-15.
Interesting to see his serve patterns over the next 20 minutes, including the last 10 or 15. It feels as though on that juice court, he's gone with a lot more variety all of a sudden. You can see Fritz here, he's jumping at shadows.
Lent, first service.
Serve. That is some nice movement with his first serve.
Yeah, as you said, Petch, he's spreading it around better. He hadn't served out to the forehand very much on the deuce side. Starting to get a good base of wide T on both sides, keeping Fritz off balance a little bit more.
Deeper position, isn't it, from Tsitsipas on the second serve?
Yeah, he's starting to press on the second serve. He's hit some fantastic kick serves, but he's starting to get some double faults now too. He's trying to hit heavier and deeper on those second serves.
(13-15).
Good attempt off one of the quickest serves of the night from the American at 2:15.
Those backhands is missing, just lifting a touch at the end, isn't he? We talked about he needed to make this match physical, and it's certainly become physical now in this 5th set.
Flip, both guys look quite fresh, to be honest with you. I don't see any signs of fatigue from either guy.
Just looking at Fritz, but I just thought, you know, the hours he's played, the matches he's played on the court, the last one being 5 sets, I thought, you know, ask him that question, you know, make it physical. And right now, he's definitely been impressive.
Let second service. Love.
We're into our 4th hour. There are no secrets anymore between these two.
Cain, Tsitsipas. New balls, please.
To the exclusive last 8 club of the 2022 Australian Open men's draw. We're still dead even.
2 games on.
Taylor Fritz still playing with exactly the same racket as he started the match. He's not like other players who change with the new balls. You can see Tsitsipas taking out a new stick here. What will be the difference? What will separate these two? Will it be a final set tiebreak?
Thank you.
Because we know that Taylor Fritz has been pretty magnificent in that so far in his career. Deciding set breakers 9-1, just 2 losses. If you take his entire career and go back to challenges as well for Taylor,
14.
He's an incredible 17-2 in deciding set breakers. Steph 8-10. Service game. Where do we go from here? 2-3, final set.
feel like it's such a dangerous serve to the Fritz forehand on the second serve.
That point before, what got Stefanos in trouble was that swinging forehand volley. Completely mistimed and mishit that ball. It had nothing on it whatsoever. Kept Taylor in the point.
First time I've seen Fritz a step and a half away for his forehand.
He's looked unflappable as well.
Tsitsipas.
Great effort.
Three games on.
Getting just a little bit rowdy down here. You know, we're into the 5th set. Everyone's had a chance to have a few extra beers. And I think the umpire needs to do a little better job of quieting down the crowd before the fight starts.
So valuable.
This wasn't a bad chip, but this is just really beautiful racket head work here. Making it look easy, but that was a tough shot.
14 love.
There was no room for error for either player right now. Their hopes and aspirations of going further in Melbourne are going to be decided in the next 10 or 15 minutes. Fritz delivers one of his most dominant service games of the match.
I don't understand why he just doesn't come in and hit a volley.
And also, Flip, if he's going to hit the topspin, he's got to rip that thing. He's got to actually crush it. That's the whole point of taking out of the air on the full.
Oh, that's impressive.
Filipino.
serve so well on the big points.
Tsitsipas.
Fitness living, breathing every single stroke. Although some of them maybe not breathing as hard as
Against
others, holding their breath.
I mean, would it be easy if we just go straight to a tiebreaker now? Because I feel like that's where we're headed.
It's not far away.
I don't want to, Flip. There's too much drama in these service games.
My gosh, you're not wrong.
I think the thing that's going to be interesting to see from here at 4-all, this is where things have gotten tight.
Please.
In the sets that Tsitsipas has won.
Please.
Taylor needs to keep everything really solid and not give away any free points.
Of this man's tennis times is awe-inspiring, and that is one of those rares.
Guys, that was one of the best points of the entire match for Stefanos. He settled in, and you could see the determination. He wasn't going to miss. This is going to come down to serve and return. If either of them start to miss a few first serves and give the other one a look at some second serves, it's going to make an enormous difference, or if one of the guys can find some returns on first serves. Solid return from Stefanos on a first serve.
15-13.
It's a nice change of pace too during that rally.
Please.
Yes, I mean, completely understandable, but wow.
Yes.
Both guys, right. Great serve, good chip, and then after that, it was just, please make it.
Thank you.
You see what the scoreboard does. Second serve, 133 from Taylor Fritz. I'm guessing that's the slowest second serve he's hit all night. And then a very tight forehand.
Perpetual motion, but there was a stillness there. Can Tsitsipas finish it?
Just fantastic moving by Fritz to get to this and then control it down the line.
It was a great play from Stefanos, guys. He just needed a little more outside of the ball, carved that volley off the court a little bit shorter. Unbelievable play by Fritz, though. Guys, Stefanos has lost the first point of his service games here a number of times, and he's come back with such courage on the next point to even it up at 15-all.
He's been money on that 1-2 play down the middle forehand.
Four, six, 6-4, 4-6, 6-3, 6-4.